Welcome to a extreme weather update video. I'm gonna try and get two videos out for you guys today. One now and then one in the later afternoon. It is currently Friday, September 26th, 2025, and it's currently 9:11 a.m. So, this is the time that I'm recording this video. And we'll have a new advisory out at around 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, so we'll have to see. So we'll see if it's out by the time I make this video, and then I'll give you guys an update on YouTube Shorts probably. Let's get into this. So the Atlantic is very active. We have hurricane now, Category 1 Hurricane Humberto, post-tropical cyclone Gabrielle, and we also have Invest 94L area to watch. They'll most likely develop. We just do not know when. Okay, so first was the post-tropical cyclone Gabrielle. Quick check-in. Hurricane warning's been lifted as it goes past. It will maintain its strength, and when it makes a landfall, it will decrease to a depression before dying out. After getting back into waters, it will not be strong enough to continue, and even if it were to continue, it would go straight into Morocco. So the remnants will go there, but I don't know how much of it's going to be left by then. We can look at the spaghetti models. There's not much forecasting left to be done. Some are taking this north into France, but most are, of course, making this have its south dip. Coming down here, with a depression or a storm getting back over the water. And some even want to curve back out to sea before dying out. So, let me take a screenshot here. I would say just for rain, not really wind or anything like that. Just for rain, because system's not as strong. So just for maybe some gusty winds and some rain. We need to be watching. Anyone in this area, and these areas I'm highlighting, should be watching. So just keep that in mind. The satellite imagery, the weekend. This thing used to be huge with a big eye, and now it doesn't look like anything. Actually, it's very weak. Okay, so that's enough on Gabrielle. Let's go to Hurricane Humberto. It's now expected. It was expected to become a major hurricane before. Now it's expected to become a Category 4 hurricane, and it's expected to maintain its major hurricane strength until 2 a.m. Wednesday. But it says by 2 p.m. Saturday we could have a major hurricane. Until 2 a.m. on Wednesday, it will be a major hurricane before going back down to a Cat 2 or less. So we're still watching impacts till end here. Bermuda, that tiny island right there, needs to be watching. And maybe if anyone needs to be watching, it would probably be this y'all here on the very coast. Because no, not even down to North Carolina, actually. Like, it's gonna have to. Like, right here is who needs to be watching. So, maybe for some rain and some bad surf and storm surge. So, we will have to see what happens with that. Is that now, if you look closely, has a eye forming. So it's looking like a pretty decent hurricane. So look at these spaghetti models. Most models want this to intensify into a major hurricane. Most models want to really hold on. Do not disturb. Okay. So most models want this to keep going straight, like it's going to impact here, and then turn north and go way up the Atlantic into the Arctic Circle, maybe. And this model even wants a Cat 4 over here. So there are different tracks we can get with this model. Let me show you all of them right here. So, first track, it just takes the expected track, does your little curve, and it kind of curves out here. It could take a little bit more of an eastern track, curve out that way. Or, it could take a little bit more of a, get much closer to the land, and then curve out. And worst case scenario, this thing goes way south than it's expected. So probably not happen, so don't get panicked. Do not get panicked by this last line, as this will most likely not happen. In fact, I'm just going to take it off because I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. So, the closest it will get to land is probably this model. So, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, the intensity models. So, Category 1, most have it going up to a major hurricane. Maybe even a Cat 5, according to some models. It says in 48 hours it will be a major hurricane. Then the weekend, start weakening around 72 hours, 96, it will start weakening. And then by 120, it will start weakening. So we will have to see. And now it's finally going to invest 94L. 80% chance to develop in the next 2 days, 90% in the next 7. So it will most likely develop. Intensity models are showing in 24 hours we could have the depression. 48 hours we could have a tropical storm, low to high end. Most have it being a low to middle tropical storm. 72 hours, most have it being a low to high end tropical storm, and maybe even a low end Category 1. And then around 96 hours you start seeing weakening, and then it kind of stays stable around 120 hours. So we will have to see. Its peak would probably be around 72 hours. This is where we're getting the strongest storm according to these models. Okay, so let's look at the spaghetti model. This storm is much more concerning, and we're actually getting new tracks. It's shifting a lot western. It looks, some models are even hinting at a very south turn and heading into the Florida Panhandle. Some are even hinting at a Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Homestead landfall. But most models want this to continue north, hit the Carolinas. So I have a new zone of potential risk that I want to show. If you are here, maybe here. So I'm gonna put this area over here in a yellow shading. So I'll put you on like a blue shading actually. So this area over here in a blue shading, a low chance for impacts, but it's possible. In this area over here in red, so it's more likely. So we will have to see what happens. And of course, the keys here. So I still think this is going to take its Carolina track, but just know we are seeing westward shifts. Definitely, this one's expected to make landfall around Kendall, go up until it will exit around Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie, go back to sea, and then this model has it dying out there. This is the CLP5 model. Most of these want this to head straight, so most models are saying watch here. So that's where we're going to see most of our impacts according to this. And sorry I'm taking so many screenshots, but I'm trying to give you all a good update. So according to this, so we can take the track that is expected. just kind of go like this. To take a little bit more of a western track, go more like this. Could take a very western track, go like that. To more of an eastern track, go like this. Then you could even take some of these tracks and just kind of track out to sea. So we'll have to see. This has a very wide possibility of tracks. Okay, so let's actually look at the let's actually look at the radar. The radars for these storms. Start off Invest, it's disorganized, but you're starting to see a little bit of rotation in here. So there's definitely rotating through the 24-hour radar. And you can definitely start to see rotation in this. I think maybe as soon as tomorrow we can have formation. Now so to Humberto. Looking a lot more organized, obviously. So, doesn't have an eye yet at this point. So, it's just kind of spinning. It's not really moving much. So the 24-hour radar. To see where this goes in 24 hours. It doesn't move too much. It strengthens to a Cat 2, Cat 3 around 10 a.m. tomorrow is what this is saying. Of course, well, we're not using this app, so. Okay. Time to look at our models now. So Gabrielle's gone at this point. So there's our Humberto. This one has Invest making a landfall. And then this one has some impacts by Humberto, but not much here. The American model, as I pointed out yesterday, is kind of hinting at some development, maybe in the Carib or Gulf. So the American model hinting at some development, or no, over there. Development here in this circle here, so we'll have to see. Bill, stop. Okay. European model. So this model actually has a weaker Invest 94L, and it has Humberto coming kind of close. Invest 94L not being barely at anything, making landfall. And Humberto continues to strengthen before you see that front pulling it up, way up into the atmosphere, into the very northern Atlantic. Bro. Okay. So, Euro AI seems very calm. It doesn't show all developments here. But it does expect Invest to form. It kind of like wants it to be pulled off to the side by Humberto. But then once Humberto leaves it alone, it continues its turn. But it actually doesn't. It has a direct landfall, but way up north. So, because as you see here, it has Humberto interfering, pulling it out with it. But then as Humberto weakens, it gets far away, continues its turn, but by then, we're not seeing impacts here. We're seeing more impacts in the northeast, New Jersey. So we'll have to see. Okay, let's look at our satellite imagery for all of these storms. Hurricane Humberto. First I'm going to show you this satellite imagery. It looks good. Okay, and then I'm going to show you true color here. You can start to see, it's not an eye, but you can start to see an eye form there. Now let's look at true color for this one, and this will organized, so you'll have to see. Okay, well that's all I got for y'all for today. I will probably post a video later today if I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. Cool Gamer. Come back later for